So the way that most beginners understand composition is simply how you arrange the different key elements in frame in order to make your photo more visually appealing. You'll often come across terms like the rule of thirds, leading lines, or fill the frame. And while these things are important, they're only a small piece of the puzzle when it comes to creating stunning composition. Compositional rules like these can be a helpful starting point, but relying solely on them can actually cause a lot of problems. They can lead to uncreative, cookie-cutter style images, compositions that feel forced and unnatural, and most importantly, they can cause photographers to overlook two of the three most essential aspects when it comes to creating stunning and professional composition, which is exactly what we're going to be covering in today's video and much more. Let's get started. So in order to fully understand what it takes to craft exceptional photo composition, we need to take a step back. You see, when I was getting started with photography, I often relied on my instincts, approaching photo shoots in a more spontaneous and improvised way. Instead of being thoughtful with my photography, I would rely heavily on how each composition made me feel in the moment. Sure, I'd throw in a leading line here and there, and maybe experiment with the rule of thirds occasionally, but for the most part, my process was driven by intuition rather than intention. While this approach allowed for more creativity and spontaneity, I quickly discovered that shooting with deliberate intention and considering all aspects of composition was essential for creating truly impactful images. And so began my journey of exploring and analyzing the works of dozens of renowned photographers to fully understand the nuances of composition and how they masterfully applied these principles to their own work. For months on end, I meticulously studied their photographs, studying their use and arrangements of elements in frame, uncovering key patterns in the process. I slowly began experimenting and integrating these insights into my own work, from the interplay of light and shadow to the strategic use of color to evoke emotion. These discoveries ultimately led me to a profound realization. In order to achieve stunning photos, I needed to encompass a much broader understanding and definition of composition, one that matches the criteria for what I now call a hero shot. A hero shot is simply a visually striking image where a singular subject takes center stage, much like a lead role or hero in a movie. Hero shots captivate attention and draw viewers in to forge a deeper connection. Hero shots are not just about your main subject in frame. They're about orchestrating and arranging every element in order to amplify the hero's significance. Just as backing singers support and complement the lead vocalist, or supporting actors enhance and elevate the lead characters in a movie, hero shots rely on every component of your photograph working harmoniously together to either elevate, complement, or accentuate the main subject in frame. Whether it's through the use of compositional rules to frame your subject beautifully or guide the viewer's eye, contrasting tones to emphasize depth and make your subject stand out, or the intentional use of color to set the mood and forge a deeper connection. Each element in your image plays a crucial role in elevating the main subject while enhancing your overall composition. What I'm referring to here are the three core principles of crafting stunning hero shots and exceptional photo composition, which I like to call the 3 C's hero shot formula. This formula will assist you in creating remarkable photos regardless of the subject matter you may be shooting. They are contrast, color, and compositional rules. The first C is contrast, which is all about playing with light and shadow to add depth and dimension to your composition, making it instantly more engaging. This is because the human eye is naturally drawn to images with striking variations of bright highlights and dark shadows, as they possess the power to captivate attention and evoke powerful emotions. One way to achieve this is by positioning your subject in a well-lit scene in front of a darker background. Alternatively, you could use the inverse, as is often found in backlit or silhouette compositions. These types of high contrast, dynamic lighting scenes will help to emphasize your hero, drawing attention to them. You can even use several powerful post-processing techniques to enhance this subject background contrast in order to further emphasize your main subject and give them a 3D pop. which I cover in great detail in my photography transformation masterclass. Another great way to use contrast to enhance your composition is by integrating a mix of light and shadow within your subject. This technique enhances the contours and spatial depth of your subject, fostering a more lifelike and immersive presence for your hero. In doing so, this will help elevate your photo from a flat two-dimensional image into a three-dimensional scene, creating an illusion of depth that draws viewers in. One trick or hack that I like to use to achieve this outdoors is to use natural negative fill to block surrounding light and cast shadows on one side of your subject's face. The interplay between light and shadow created is a surefire way to draw attention to your hero and emphasize their presence. The second C is colors. Colors play a crucial role in setting the mood, evoking emotion, and minimizing distractions in your photo, ensuring that attention is immediately drawn to your main subject. The intentional use of color is essential for creating compositions that encourage viewers to connect more deeply with the hero in frame. By using simple, harmonious color palettes consisting of only a select few colors, photographers can craft unified and visually compelling images that resonate emotionally with viewers. For instance, an analogous palette containing colors that are close to each other on the color wheel can be used to achieve a cohesive and soothing appearance, ideal for conveying specific moods or atmospheres. For example, cooler greens and blue tones evoke a tranquil and serene ambience, while rich oranges and deep reds create a warm, cozy, and inviting atmosphere. Alternatively, a complementary palette containing colors opposite to each other on the color wheel can be used to create bold, energetic, and vibrant images that make the hero pop and stand out. The third aspect of stunning composition is the application of compositional rules. These guidelines assist in arranging elements within your frame, enhancing the visual appeal and balance of your images. Think of them as tools to enhance your composition by framing, drawing focus, or emphasizing your main subject. A classic example of this is to use naturally occurring lines within your environment that direct the viewer's focus towards the main subject in unique and creative ways. Bonus points if you can find leading lines that radiate out symmetrically from your main subject. Radiating leading lines are similar to movement lines often found in old comic books. These lines infuse your image with dynamic energy while accentuating your hero's presence. Another effective technique involves using a low aperture lens and adjusting your position to strategically integrate supporting elements around your subject at varying distances. This approach creates a gradual blurring effect, adding depth to the foreground and background layers, while framing your hero with a captivating sense of dimension. Another great example of a compositional rule to use is the eye in center frame composition. This guideline, famously used in the Mona Lisa painting, draws viewers into your subject's gaze, establishing a strong connection and sense of intrigue. I like to refer to this as the Mona Lisa effect, which adds a captivating aura of mystique to your hero whilst elevating their presence. Now, when it comes to applying these principles out in the field, it's important to be constantly mindful of all the different ways that you can use supporting subjects in your environment to creatively frame or draw focus to your subject. This is the key. Sometimes all it takes is a simple adjustment of your height, angle, or perspective to significantly enhance your photo by incorporating one of the many composition principles one can use in their photography. Carrying a shot list or a series of inspirational images can serve as valuable reminders of the essential elements that contribute to creating captivating hero shots and stunning composition. Over the years, I've refined my own set of visual prompt cards, which I carry with me during every shoot. They encompass the 8 key ingredients for stunning portraits, with composition being just one aspect. If you'd like to access these prompt cards for yourself and explore the remaining 7 key ingredients for stunning portraits, be sure to check out my free photography training linked in the description down below, and I can't wait to see you in next week's video.